Basic tips on replacing a receptacle. First off, the tools. I like having a good circuit tracer, cover plate screwdriver, screwdriver for the terminal screws, needle nose, usually, good voltmeter, and a good impact driver. First step, we'll plug in the circuit tracer transmitter, and then we'll go look for the breaker box. You've found the breaker box. Next step, fire up the receiver. You have to do one pass to learn everything, and then the second pass, it'll beep on the right breaker. There's often false positives on the first pass. All right, power is off. Now let's take off that cover plate screw. You can use any small screwdriver. I really like the offset. Now for taking this receptacle out, you can use a Phillips, but what works best is the #1 square or Robertson. In this case, this is a brand new receptacle. I'll take it back off and then install the same one back on for demonstrational purposes. First step, I'll take this one. This is a Klein combination tip. It has a flat and a #1 square. It works way better than a flat screwdriver, works way better than a Phillips. Highly recommend. Or if you don't have access to one of these, again, you can use the #1 square. In my opinion, it'll strip out less than a Phillips. We have successfully taken out the old receptacle, and then we take a look on the inside. Are there any wiring repairs to be made in here? What's the condition? In this case, it's all good, so we can go to put it all back on. If you need to strip out more insulation to get better condition copper there, it's always good to strip out a decent amount. I usually like 3/4 inch to 7/8 of an inch. Make sure you have plenty. And get a nice bend on that. You always want to make sure you're going around clockwise on these receptacles. So no matter which way you have this thing oriented, make sure on the right side, you've got that hook on the upper part. Get a nice little squeeze. You can do the same thing or the opposite on the left side, and make sure that if it's on the left side, have that hook pointed down. That way when you tighten the terminal screw, it'll pull the copper against itself rather than spreading it apart. And again, we just go to tighten these back up. This one got away from me. Don't use an impact on this. I looked up on Legrand's website. For most of these receptacles, the torque specs are supposed to be anywhere from 14 inch-pounds up to 18 inch-pounds. So you really don't want to be over-tightening things here. There we go. Give it just a little bit of a bend so that it accordions back into the box. Get your impact again. Make sure your receptacle straight up and down. Get your cover plate, preferably a new one. Tighten it up, and again, don't over tighten this. And I like the plate screws going straight up and down. All right, next step, we go turn the breaker back on. My tester shows correct wiring, but I like to be double sure. Let's get my voltage tester here. This tamper resistant receptacle. Makes it a little hard sometimes. 125 volts between line and neutral. Then I check from line to ground. All right, we have everything ready to go. Now it's time for cleanup.